Story 1, The Haunting of Hillside Manor. In a quiet suburban town, there stood an old Victorian house known as Hillside Manor. The house had a dark history, with rumors of mysterious deaths and strange occurrences. One family moved into the house, unaware of its haunted past. Soon after settling in, the family began experiencing unexplained phenomena. Objects would move on their own, whispers could be heard in the dead of night, and shadowy figures would appear in the corners of their vision. The children became terrified, refusing to sleep in their rooms alone. As the days turned into weeks, the haunting intensified. The family's pet cat suddenly vanished, only to be found days later, lifeless and mutilated in the backyard. Doors would slam shut violently, and cold spots could be felt throughout the house. The family's sanity began to unravel. Desperate for answers, the family sought the help of paranormal investigators. They discovered that Hillside Manor had been built on an ancient burial ground, and the restless spirits of those buried there were responsible for the haunting. The family tried to dismiss the eerie events as mere coincidence or figments of their imagination. However, as the days turned into weeks, the haunting intensified, leaving them no choice but to acknowledge the presence of an otherworldly force within their home. Objects would move on their own, whispers could be heard in the dead of night, and shadowy figures would appear in the corners of their vision. The children became terrified, refusing to sleep in their rooms alone. The once peaceful and welcoming atmosphere of Hillside Manor had transformed into a place of fear and unease. Desperate for answers, the family turned to local historians and paranormal experts to unravel the mysteries that surrounded their home. They discovered that Hillside Manor had a dark and tragic history, shrouded in secrets and untimely deaths. It was revealed that the previous owners of the house had met untimely and mysterious ends, leaving behind a trail of unresolved energy. The spirits of these tormented souls seemed to be trapped within the walls of Hillside Manor, seeking solace and closure. Determined to bring peace to the restless spirits and restore harmony to their home, the family embarked on a journey of uncovering the truth. They delved into the past, digging through archives, speaking to former residents, and piecing together the events that had unfolded within the house. As they unearthed the secrets of Hillside Manor, they discovered that the most tragic events had occurred in a hidden room tucked away in the attic. This room, long forgotten and sealed off, held the key to understanding the haunting that plagued them. Armed with this newfound knowledge, the family embarked on a mission to release the trapped spirits and cleanse their home. They sought the guidance of a renowned psychic who specialized in communicating with the spirit world. Together, they performed a series of rituals and ceremonies, channeling the energy of the spirits and guiding them towards the light. With each passing day, the paranormal activities gradually subsided, and a sense of peace and tranquility returned to Hillside Manor. The family's determination and compassion had not only freed the trapped souls but also brought closure to the dark history of the house. Hillside Manor, once a place of fear, transformed into a sanctuary of healing and forgiveness. From that day forward, the family continued to live in Hillside Manor, forever grateful for the lessons they had learned and the bonds they had formed with the spirits of the past. They became the caretakers of the house, ensuring that its history was not forgotten and that its haunting past would never be repeated. The tale of Hillside Manor would be passed down through generations, a reminder of the power of love, compassion, and the resilience of the human spirit. And though the house would always carry the weight of its haunted past, it would also serve as a beacon of hope and a testament to the triumph of light over darkness. Story 2, The Ghostly Hitchhiker. Late one night, a man was driving down a desolate stretch of road in the countryside. As he rounded a bend, he saw a figure standing on the side of the road, thumb outstretched. Feeling a sense of pity, he pulled over to offer the person a ride. The hitchhiker, a young woman dressed in a tattered white dress, climbed into the car without saying a word. The man noticed that she appeared pale and had a distant, haunted look in her eyes. He asked her where she needed to go, but she remained silent. As they continued driving, the man tried striking up a conversation, but the woman wouldn't respond. Growing increasingly unnerved, he glanced over at her and saw that her face had become distorted, with hollowed-out eyes and a gaping mouth. He screamed and swerved off the road, crashing the car. When the police arrived at the scene, they found the man unconscious and alone in the wrecked vehicle. He told them about the ghostly hitchhiker, but when they went to search for her, she was nowhere to be found. To this day, locals recount the tale of the ghostly hitchhiker who haunts the desolate road, forever searching for a ride to nowhere. Concerned for her well-being, the man glanced at the hitchhiker and softly asked, "Are you all right? Is there something I can do to help?" The woman's gaze remained fixed on the passing scenery outside the car window, her silence unbroken. The man couldn't shake the feeling that something was deeply troubling her, and he wondered if he should press further or simply respect her desire for solitude. As they continued down the road, the man decided to take a different approach. He turned on the radio, hoping that some music might ease the tension and encourage conversation. Soft melodies filled the car, but still, the woman remained silent, lost in her own thoughts. Feeling a mixture of empathy and curiosity, the man tried once more. "If you don't mind me asking, where are you headed? Maybe I can help you find your way." The hitchhiker's eyes flickered briefly towards him, her expression a mix of surprise and resignation. For a fleeting moment, it seemed as though she was about to speak, but instead, she turned her gaze back to the passing scenery. The man understood that she wasn't ready to share her destination or her story just yet. Respecting her silence, the man continued driving, occasionally stealing glances at the young woman beside him. He couldn't help but wonder what had brought her to this point, why she appeared so haunted and lost. He couldn't shake the feeling that she carried a heavy burden, one that she wasn't yet ready to share. As they traveled further, the man noticed a change in the landscape. The road became more desolate, surrounded by dense forests and fading daylight. The hitchhiker's presence seemed to grow even more ethereal in the fading light, her pale features blending with the shadows. Finally, the man decided to break the silence once more, hoping to offer some comfort. "I may not know your story, but I want you to know that you're not alone. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know." This time, the hitchhiker's distant gaze met his, and a faint smile played on her lips. It was a small gesture, but it held a glimmer of gratitude and appreciation. The man felt a sense of reassurance, knowing that his words had reached her in some way. As the miles passed, the man and the hitchhiker continued their journey together, enveloped in a shared silence. Although words were left unspoken, a silent understanding formed between them. Sometimes, a compassionate presence can be enough to offer solace to a troubled soul. And so, they traveled on, their paths intertwined for that fleeting moment in time. The man hoped that, somehow, his presence had brought a small measure of comfort to the haunted hitchhiker, and that she would find the strength to face whatever demons lay in her past. As the car moved forward, the hitchhiker's haunted gaze gradually softened, hinting at a glimmer of hope, and in that moment, the man understood that sometimes, the greatest act of kindness is simply being there for someone, even if they can't find the words to express their pain. Story 3. The Cursed Doll. In a small town, there was a notorious antique shop known for its peculiar items. One day, a couple stumbled upon a beautiful porcelain doll, seemingly innocent and delicate. They decided to purchase it as a gift for their daughter's birthday. From the moment the doll entered their home, strange things began happening. The couple would wake up in the middle of the night to find the doll in different positions, as if it had a life of its own. They heard giggling and footsteps coming from their daughter's room, even though she was fast asleep. As time went on, the family's daughter started behaving oddly. She would have nightmares, claiming that the doll was talking to her and telling her to do terrible things. The parents became increasingly disturbed, realizing that the doll was possessed by an evil spirit. They contacted a paranormal expert who performed a ritual to cleanse the doll. However, the evil spirit resisted, lashing out at the expert and leaving him with deep scratches on his arms. Fearing for their safety, the family decided to bury the doll in a remote location, hoping to rid themselves of the curse. Years later, a group of hikers stumbled upon the doll buried in the woods. Unaware of its dark history, they took it home as a creepy souvenir. And so the curse of the doll continued, spreading its malevolence to yet another unsuspecting family. She would often sit in a corner of her room, whispering to herself and staring at the doll with an eerie fascination. Her once lively and cheerful personality had become subdued and withdrawn. The parents grew more concerned, fearing that the evil spirit had somehow latched onto their daughter. Desperate for answers, They sought the help of a renowned child psychologist. After several sessions, it became evident that something was deeply wrong. The psychologist suspected that the doll's presence had triggered a psychological trauma in their daughter, leading to a dissociative state. The family decided to take drastic measures to protect their daughter. They packed up the doll and all its belongings, sealing them in a box filled with holy water and blessed herbs. The box was then buried deep in the ground, as a way to distance themselves from the malevolent influence. In the weeks that followed, the family noticed a gradual improvement in their daughter's behavior. She started to regain her sense of self, slowly returning to her usual cheerful disposition. The nightmares ceased, and the whispers in the night were replaced with peaceful silence. However, the family remained cautious, knowing that the evil spirit might still linger. They continued to seek guidance from the paranormal expert, who advised them to maintain a protective barrier around their home. They performed regular cleansing rituals, ensuring that no negative energy could penetrate their safe haven. Months passed, and the family began to feel a sense of relief. Their daughter's playful laughter filled the house once again, and the memories of the possessed doll became a distant nightmare. The paranormal expert assured them that the evil spirit had been successfully banished, and the family could finally move on. Though the experience had left its mark, the family emerged stronger and more united than ever before. They learned the importance of trust, communication, and the lengths they would go to protect their loved ones. The doll remained buried, a reminder of the darkness they had faced, and a symbol of their resilience and triumph over evil. As for their daughter, she grew up with a deep appreciation for the power of love and the strength of family bonds. She became an advocate for mental health and dedicated her life to helping others overcome their own traumas. The possession of the doll became a pivotal moment that shaped her into a compassionate and understanding individual. And so, the family's tale of the possessed doll became a cautionary tale, a reminder to always trust one's instincts and never underestimate the supernatural forces that may lurk in the shadows. They were grateful for their newfound peace, forever vigilant but determined to live their lives free from the clutches of darkness. Thank you for joining us on this spine-chilling journey through horror tales. We hope that our videos have brought you thrills, chills, and sleepless nights. If you enjoyed our content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest horrifying tales we have in store for you. Remember, the darkness is always lurking, waiting to envelope you in its clutches. So, until next time, stay brave, stay curious, and never stop seeking the unknown. From all of us at HorrorTales, thank you for your unwavering support. See you in the next nightmare.